Warning, the following program may contain strong language, as well as adult or controversial themes. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to a fresh Around the Grid.
Very fresh for 2024.
It is very fresh indeed. We have quite a panel today. Let's have a look from the left to the right. Then we can give Lily over there a bit of a chance to get herself seated properly. We have Luci Bunbush the third.
Oh, Lucy Hollyberry, but yes.
There we go. Welcome.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
We have Joseph Styles, our very own. Hey, Joseph. We have our very own Katheryn Llewellyn.
Yep, Chatterbox Queen. My lips move even though I'm not really talking. Ooh, so mysterious in SL.
We have myself, Zack. For some reason, looking down.
You're very pensive tonight, Mr. Zack. How is it possible? Is the PBR theme just got you to thinking too much?
Maybe. We have Naria Panther. Welcome, Naria.
Thank you.
And we have our very own Lily and Smith.
Well, it is a pleasure to be here for the very first time, and it's an honor to be part of ATG Group.
And we're here today to discuss the new advances in Second Life. Well, new. They've been here for a while, but we're here to discuss PBR, which has been an interesting release. So, how about who wants to start with their opinion of how things have been moving along with PBR?
Well, I'm gonna start by saying something. I mean, I've seen PBR as a game changer. It's kind of bringing a level of realism that we haven't seen before. I mean, imagine materials that respond to light in a way that mimics the real world, like metals that shine just right, fabrics with detailed textures, and surfaces that reflect their environment accurately. It's like giving our virtual objects a new dimension of depth and authenticity, you know? I've been installing the new PBR version of Firestorm like a few days ago, and actually I was like really blown away through the amazing lights and a completely whole new different system. So I'm really so thrilled to see what creators are going to bring, their amazing creations and this new lovely features that PBR is making possible. For not talking about the mirrors. I had an amazing experience today with the mirrors, and I think it's going to be unforgettable into my memory for a long time.
The mirrors do look
Nice.
really, really cool. I'm really excited about that personally.
I'm so glad you're also excited, but we're also playing other games, so this is like long overdue in Second Life otherwise, right? Because all the other games support mirrors for a long time, PBR, like the shine that's making it realistic, and then you come in Second Life and you're like, ooh, something new, and I'm like, well, is it? Well, is it for Second Life? But yeah, it's really long overdue, right? Also with Firestorm, they took like months now, right? Because Second Life Viewer was already for months on PBR and mirrors. So was Black Dragon, right? Alchemy. So Firestorm is just the last one to come out with all of this, right?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
kind of surprising they took that long, obviously, honestly, but
I mean, they had problems with the viewer because I have the girl who's working on for Firestorm on my Discord, and she wrote like a long essay about what was happening. Also, why there are so many glitches now, right? She wrote that kind of Linden Lab wanted Firestorm to release the viewer before the Second Life 21st birthday, and it was not ready yet totally, right? So that's why it's so many people have problems now still, because we do need another update for sure.
Yeah, but it feels like
oh,
it wasn't ready even on the Second Life side. The optimization for this entire process has been
That also, right? Of course.
terrible. Yeah.
Just saying
It's
for
not an easy
Firestorm, because
thing.
I
Yeah.
most people use Firestorm, right? That's the main issue here. We didn't hear a lot about PBR before. We did hear it, right? But now when it came out on Firestorm, it's all the boom now, the news, right? Because a lot of people use Firestorm mostly, right?
No,
yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. I cross between Alchemy and Firestorm. Alchemy for filming and Firestorm for just regular stuff.
Yes, but for example, I've started making use of Alchemy before the PBR, change, and honestly, I am still using the older version of Alchemy that they don't make available for download. Because when I moved to the PBR version of Alchemy, it's terrible. I can't do anything. It just the amount of lag that I experience is absolutely horrible, which I have not experienced with Firestorm PBR.
that's interesting. I've seen a lot of
Strange.
complaints about the new Firestorm and with the PBR and people with older computers that are having a really hard time with it. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
It is very true. I had also a friend of mine who was suffering with this issue, and he suggested me not to try it because it's going to be very laggy, and I was really afraid, to be honest. But then Mr. Zack here, this was telling me how PBR is so amazing, and
Did I? Because I keep complaining
the
about it.
curiosity. I mean, the curiosity killed the cat, they said. So, it killed me right away. It's like, okay, whatever it's going to be, I'm definitely going to try it myself. So then I'm going to see it. And when I came here, I was like in front of a beach, actually. It was a nice, beautiful sunset. And the colors, oh my God, I was blown away. It was like love on first sight. Of course, as everything, has their glitches and their bugs. Definitely they're gonna happen. I was seeing my lighter like as a beautiful flickering square that was shining, but I mean the texture wasn't loading at the first. And the next day, actually, everything was working just like a charm. And I'm still in love with it. I'm still learning it. I'm still, going through all the options possible. But I'm so happy that we are having this opportunity to make this beautiful virtual world that Second Life is and bringing it more closer to realism and enjoy it, of course, the visuals that this realism of this world brings to us.
Now, Joe, you just got a new computer, but one of our audience members, Chrissy Adams, was saying that she has a 4070 and she's struggling with the new version. So, what is you actually had a computer that kind of like ended up going kaput, and then you got a new one. What has been your experience with your new version? And I think you're using an MSI, is that correct?
Yeah, I have a MSI with a 4070 and 32 gigs memory, and I really haven't had any issue. The only things I've noticed since the update is I have a mirror that I got from one place that whenever I res it out, I crash because I've res it out twice in two different locations and I crash both times. So I'm just not sure if there's something to that. My biggest thing I've noticed is not so much even with the PBR, but just in a setting, is the inability to activate or deactivate advanced lighting and local lighting has been taken away. And as a DJ, I know personally that's something that I would utilize a lot because it would cut down on scripting and lag when you're in a crowded area. And I know that's something that a lot of people are probably going to not like, that you don't have the ability anymore to turn that off.
Oh, I didn't know that. And I actually just had that Pride Prom 2 days ago. And it actually looked a lot better with advanced lighting off. So that's interesting to know.
Yeah. I mean, I've actually downgraded my graphics at times to do it because like it's almost too much. It comes like with lighting and everything because I can't just turn it off.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, that would be nice if they would give you the option, especially for all these people that are having such a hard time. If like the new viewer would give you the option of turning advanced lighting off and turning the PBR and the mirrors and everything off for the people who aren't interested in doing that, who it is messing up their computers and stuff like that. It'd be nice to
turn off.
just like
Yeah, it is one of the
I think that there
things.
is like an option to turn mirrors
Oh, there
off
is?
and screen space reflections off. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Well,
it turns mirrors off. But as far as I'm aware, it keeps a lot of the functionalities for PBR still on.
I have mirrors off because I keep bug splatting on Firestorm with mirrors on, right? So
Yeah,
I have
that's
them
what
off.
happened.
It's fine.
That's
Well, when you try to build the mirror, right, and if you're too much on it, like if you're checking too much around it, I just crash on it, right? And I was like, okay, mirrors off for now till the next update. It's fine.
Yeah, one of the other things that is happening a lot is people go and greedily go for setting the reflection detail for real time. Don't do that. That's going to be a major crash.
It is a consuming of your GPU and it will make a computer run slowly. Actually, into my settings, I was talking with Zack earlier before now. I mean, we were talking about the settings and how to set them in the right way. And I'm using the default settings that Firestorm gave to me when I installed freshly the PBR version. And actually, I am just going with shaders like transparent water, ambient occlusion, screen space reflections, and mirrors all checked. I just took off the shadows and I kept reflection, details, static and dynamic, reflection coverage full scene, point lighting restart full as default, mirror resolution 1024, and mirror update rate every third frame. And I'm not having lag anymore or in any way, and I'm running it into like 60 frame per second at the moment. And my computer is like 2070 RTX, not as powerful as 40 something, as some people have it. And so it's really running really nice so far.
Yeah, like kind of say, like, you know, I just got the new laptop last week. My previous laptop was like 16 gigs memory, and my graphics card was like a 1000 something. So
Yes.
I could kind of sympathize. I think a lot of people that are having an issue with it, I mean, I could sympathize because I think I would have been. So I kind of am thankful that the timing of getting my new one. But I'm very curious to see how it's going to be with like crowds. Like I avoid a lot of crowded areas due to.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget the performance is always going to be an issue. But you know, PBR can be resource intensive when we're seeing some lag, especially in high populated areas or on lower end systems. So optimizing is the key. So we're hoping that they're going to optimize also this problem and giving the pleasure to also those people who has a low end computer, could enjoy the experience that PBR can offer. So hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers.
I'm gonna say something silly really quick, but Naria, when you first said that you kept bug splatting and with the mirrors, my brain immediately went to I thought you were running into the mirrors thinking they were a window.
Nah.
That's just really clean.
This is so clean. I was like, well, maybe you could just tint it gray a little bit.
I know, right?
Yeah, today, my first experience with the mirror was really authentic. I really enjoyed it, to be honest. It was a bit glitchy. It wasn't as smooth as it should be, because I'm a perfectionist and sometimes I look things in very small details possible. But it was an experience. I truly enjoyed it. Like looking at myself, mimicking myself, and doing whatever I was doing. So it was really amazing. It was
You can turn your camera around on you, right? Otherwise.
yes, yes, exactly. But it
But then you
was
can see two of you,
mhm,
two of
yeah,
yourself.
I can see two
Yeah,
two of
that's what
myself.
we need. Two of ourselves to see more of us, huh?
I don't think Second Life needs two of any of us. There's already enough
Exactly.
we, we sometimes are like copy pastes of each other because we mostly use the same skins or the same hats, so we just haven't met our doppelganger yet.
No,
Somewhere
I
around
feel like
Second Life.
it's a great feature for for machinima and
Concerts.
for pictures and all of that. Great. It avoids a lot of the things that we had to do before. All of those pictures we took where we had to flip houses 90 degrees to make use of water as a mirror, or just take a picture of ourselves in two different positions to make a mirror kind of situation.
Yeah.
We can avoid that now. That's great.
Well, I think that
For everyday
PBR is
use,
just
we're just turning Second Life into VR chat.
Theme
yes.
A
parks.
lot of
We need
people
house
just
of
standing in
me.
front of VRs, in front of mirrors, looking at themselves.
Well, I
Sorry,
think
I
Naria,
don't know.
you were saying?
PBR is no.
I just have
I
this.
said we need theme parks. Like somebody needs to do a house of mirrors, right? That you have.
Yes.
That would be
Yes.
so cool.
That would be so amazing.
I'm
But
sure it'll be
look,
here pretty soon.
we would
I
crash
think
on the first two mirrors that you see.
Yeah. Oh my
that
gosh.
would be really something to explore. But I think that PBR is just the beginning. We're going to see more tools and techniques. I'm pretty sure that that this viewer is just going to evolve itself, and that builds on this foundation, making it easier to create and also optimize PBR content. Maybe real lifetime ray tracing down the line. Plus, as more people adopt it, we're gonna likely see huge, big surge in high quality or photorealistic environments and avatars. So
Please
I
no. We already have enough things in Second Life that have a number of polygons that is completely absurd to the
Mhm.
industry standard. That's why it runs like crap.
Exactly what I wanted to say. Like the technology is old, right? You want all this new stuff in, but then you have creators. Okay, there's a few ones that are knowing what they're doing, but then there are 100 behind it that are just uploading whatever, right? And they're gonna, as he said, millions of polygons and so on. What do you think they will do with all these materials and everything, right? They can make you lag as crazy if you come to their PBR enabled land where everything is shining, mirrors everywhere, right? I don't know if they can optimize it so much that your CPU would actually survive this, right? But okay.
It's like July was saying, imagine when you get to the parties and everyone is wearing PBR dresses that are just reflecting everything. You're just going to have your computer burning.
Trash.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of it in terms of being at clubs with 30,
Yeah,
40.
that's why I'm saying that maybe, in time, acknowledging all these changes and pros and cons of PBR, I think that Firestorm will make these things possible without crashing any one of us. It's gonna make it like
Very
run
I
for
don't
optimistic.
know. The
Firestorm.
engine that we're
Like, for the
based
past
on
decade, I mean,
very
Second Life in general crashes like a
Yeah.
lot. So I don't think anything will change. The more complex it gets, I don't think they will solve it, right? Because the crashes happen no matter what. They always did. They always will. Probably nobody will fix that.
absolutely.
Yeah,
But
10
I
years
mean,
ago,
crash
our base engine is so dated already. I think that they need to make a big shift, because you can keep adding to an old engine, but at the end of the day, you're not improving. Keeping your audience happy doesn't necessarily mean the next shiniest thing. And from playing devil's advocate, I've been reading the comments from our audience, and some of them don't want it because they're just frustrated. If their computer's going to crash every time they teleport, if anytime they enter a mirrored space it's a problem, and they don't have a proper setting to address it so that they can actually be functional in that space, it kind of really ruins the experience for them. If there's somebody who's
absolutely.
actually using money, or in the end of the day, it's money that's being thrown in the wrong direction. You know what I'm saying? So how do you create something that will guarantee you maintain your audience, but you don't overwhelm your audience such that they have to have a brand new computer like Joe, where he's doing great because he's got a new computer, but not everybody can spend 1,400 or 1,500 a pop every time there's a new innovation from SL or from Linden Lab. You know what I'm saying? It makes it
Absolutely.
kind of it makes it almost so I think there needs to be sometimes a better balance. Like I said, everybody knows that the base viewer for Second Life doesn't have a lot of features. The reason why Firestorm is so popular is because it has great features like Do Not Disturb and Show Friends Only, and it has a whole bunch of and de-rendering things
And
where you can take everything
RLV.
off you don't want. So there's so many little pluses in that, and people get very spoiled by that. And then you put something in there that's gonna hog up your CPU and use up your entire graphics card. And you're like, do I really? It just it's challenging.
yeah, and it's, I mean, the best example I can give you how a lot of things, whenever there's these modifications, these improvements, sometimes they are not so much of an improvement. There's always discussions on how sim crossings are terrible. About 12 years ago, I would go out on mainland on a lot of roads, drive very fast, and have barely any issues with sim crossing. But the fact is, now we're carrying around our mesh avatars with our mesh hairs, with our AOs, with so many things on top of us that those sim crossings are nearly impossible to do. And that's the thing. We evolve so much on this, but the system itself cannot carry us around the same way. This is going to be the same thing. You start putting all of this pressure on the system with PBR, more PBR items, more PBR textures on everything. It's going to break at one point.
And unfortunately, we have an audience that's so into the latest, greatest thing. We're inundated with sales and events every week. I mean, jinkies. I think there are like 10 sales at least. And I never make it to even one of them because I'm like so busy with other stuff. So it's like, and there's even, some people are super generous. Some people are super generous and they've actually put in free PBR textures that are on Marketplace for 0. And it's nice, but it's like I worry that, like Zack was saying, that you can get yourself, I actually have a cooler on my laptop, literally underneath my laptop, just to keep it cool because it gets very warm. and I'm constantly air dusting it to make sure that nothing gets clogged up in there. So it's just interesting. I think it's going to be exciting to see how they move forward, but I also hope that people who are having challenges like the racing groups, which are trying to race vehicles, and there's a definitive lag between keystroke and actual performance, that's really addressed soon, because those are groups that spend quite a bit just to be on their racing teams and do those races and do that entertains them. So
Yeah, that's been reported already to the lab, into Firestorm, and it's actually becoming an issue with both the racing communities, any kind of racing, and also with people trying to do, for example, the grid drives and stuff like that. Because,
did wanna- Sorry.
yeah, sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I wanted to say that I was saying, I think before we started taping, that Veronica Blackwood, Ticha, from the store New, she does have one on the marketplace. It's NUVE. She has a wind light that seems to be working that a lot of people are using, and
Yeah.
it's free.
And Violent Seduction has put a few of her wind lights out in her store for free too, so PBR enabled, of course.
I got some as well. And they're
Nice.
really beautiful.
Yeah, the community has been very active on trying to push everything forward with this, and that's great to see.
I'm really excited, like, to see what is gonna happen, and what new things PBR is going to bring. Hopefully, always a good experience for all of us. And let's see where this new technology is gonna bring us. I mean,
My one concern,
yeah,
my biggest concern in this case, is they've pushed PBR. We know it's bad, it's buggy, but now their focus is mobile. So
Don't-
I hope they don't forget
Did
that
you-
they have to fix stuff on PBR as well.
Did you try mobile?
I did.
I have. It's bad.
It's not.
That's
No.
a rush too. Why is everything rushed? I think.
Mhm.
It's so underwhelming.
Yes.
They went from alpha to
Main
beta,
issue
and
everywhere.
beta was disappointing. I mean, I'm a ghost in beta, and a lot of my textures don't load properly, so it's really super awkward to use. They made it look so
Yes.
exciting, and it's not really.
Yeah,
Gotta
that's the
think
other
they
thing.
rushed it out to get out at the same time as SL21. I mean,
Yeah, but
otherwise
for
there's no
example,
reason-
they pushed PBR so hard for SL21, for SL21B. Mobile does not support PBR.
well, to be honest, I never tried Second Life on mobile, ever, even once. I've never been on mobile phone on Second Life.
Don't do it. It's
Wait,
a trap.
wait for it. Don't do it.
And I mean, I can't see myself using it very much. Like, to me, that's something to be beneficial. Like, if I'm like, oh crap, like, I need to pay my rent and I'm out.
Yeah.
Or, oh crap, I get an offline message, oh, my
Great thing.
DJ stream's gonna, because I've had this happen before. Like, I would get messages, like, oh, my
people
DJ stream
think
runs
it,
out in 4
and
hours, 2
when
hours, and
I
I'm not
tell
home.
them, like, how are you doing or where are you? Oh, I'm on my phone. I'm just on my phone logged in a Second Life. Where are you? I cannot see you. So I never really took the courage to try it on myself and just experience this new thing about the phone PBR. I'm really curious. I'm maybe gonna give it a try.
PBR is not even on phone, so you know.
It's not yet.
But Joseph,
Okay.
I do have a question for you. Your rent. Well, first of all, what phone do you use?
I have an iPhone 12.
Okay. Your rent. Is it an adult sim?
Might be moderate.
Okay, if it's moderate, you're safe. Because if it's adult, you're screwed. You can't go in.
Yeah.
Well, he can get
Because
an
adult
Android
on mobile, on iPhone.
And I'm just using
You're
that
not
as an
allowed.
example. I mean, not that I'm back. I do. I mean, but I'm just saying, like, it's so things like that where if it's like, because I mean, I can tell you, like Kat was saying, like, I was off for almost a month. The only thing I was able to get on was a text client. So it's like I couldn't go there. So, and that was a big concern I had because I couldn't. I'm like, if I got a thing saying my DJ stream has 24 hours left on it and I couldn't get on, I can't go update my DJ stream because I can't see anything. At least with this, I have the ability to jump on, go there, pay it. I'm not sitting there like I'm not going to go to a club, and I'm not going to be hanging out with a group of people and playing games on mobile. But if it's something like to chat or little things like that, it's beneficial.
But yes, I've tried mobile before. Of course, gotta say that I tried mobile on the worst places. One of the places I tried mobile was at July's Land, and
That is like the worst.
trying to load that thing on my mobile is probably not the smartest thing ever.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It loads all right for you. That's
Better be
exactly
careful there, Zach.
no. She's going. It loads all right for me, and then she says, "I have an iPhone 15, an iPhone 15 Pro."
Yeah.
Of course, it loads all right for you.
All of a 16 Pro once it comes out.
That is a good point that Tyler on the audience just said. There are a lot of people that are leaving actual like bad reviews. I don't think we were talking about this yet, but that were leaving bad reviews for the app on the store because like they couldn't see their avatar very well or something like that. When they could
Mostly
be
because they can't access adults.
well,
That's the biggest thing that people are doing.
No, you
stuff.
cannot even
That's
see
ridiculous.
yourself,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, there's
You
some issues
see
with that, but they're
Yourself
open.
as a ghost.
There's literally a place on there to tell the developers, your feedback for that part. And like he's saying, if you're giving it bad ratings for that kind of stuff when they're working on that kind of stuff, like you're scaring away potential new users, which isn't really cool.
Well, I think that's a larger societal thing, unfortunately, now.
Yeah,
Right.
but they had it on beta for the Premium Plus members for months, so they have been testing it before, right? It's not like this is the first time it's out. It's been for Premium Plus members on testing for months, right? So they fixed some stuff and now they put it out for premium members and all goes to shit. Like somebody told me that it worked better for premium members, Premium Plus members before than it does now, right?
That could be like the larger base too.
Yeah.
Potential issues with that.
Yeah, but what if the free users come? What then? Everything will crash, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
right.
exactly. But it's a good old concept of doing the beta releases and all of that. Stop releasing things before it's done.
It's Linden Lab. Do you expect anything else? Let's be honest.
I mean, to be fair, though,
that's become a standard in gaming, in the gaming industry. Stop releasing items.
I'm sorry, I played a lot of beta games. They're much better done than Second Life when they release stuff. I'm sorry, but not. Linden Lab has been for a few years. It's been crap on the starter avatars, on the mobile app. Like, hello, did you see the starter avatars? Seriously, who's gonna start playing Second Life? I got, because I have some people who want to join Second Life. They came in, they saw the starter avatars. They're like, nope. I'm not doing this shit, you know what I mean? Because they look like they're from 2012, maybe 2009.
No, but I mean, that's the free part. Like, obviously, if you're not paying a bunch of money.
No, but the attention span of people today is how long? Minutes, too. You're not gonna get people in if they see this avatar. They're like, first of all, not gonna invest stuff if this is what I get at the start, attention span of people today, especially if they want to get young people in, they're not gonna stay and bother with this, you know what I mean?
The idea with the Senra avatars was always, let's make it look better. You didn't.
The previous starter avatars look better.
You pulled a terrible looking sim into the thing.
I remember my very first avatar when I first joined Second Life. It was a woman with a black suit, and black hair. And I come from IMVU, from another different game. And when I first came in SL with the first starting avatar, I was like, oh my god, I look horrible.
That's why you think Second Life is so good. I see it now. Okay, you got you.
Well, after some time, after I discovered the magic of Second Life, because I used to see like different looking avatars, like tall and flexy hair, blinking here, blinking there, and I was saying like, oh my god, why I cannot look like those women? And I used to buy a lot of shapes on Marketplace in the hope I would find a tall shape that would make me look like that. But I didn't knew that you could just play with yourself. You could play with your shape and you could do your avatar as you want it to be. And after I learned this secrets of Second Life and of course to unleash your own creativity and to personalize of course your avatar as you want and you bring yourself in here, then I started to love Second Life every single day more. And it has been since then like a place that I cannot just be very much far away from. It's like kind of a drug addiction.
Yeah, but Second Life will have a problem with new people. Okay, we are older, all of us, right? Try to get a 20-year-old or I don't know, 25-year-old to have an attention span to wait for it, right? To go through all this trouble of getting to know how to shape, how to, I don't know, buy something, how to go somewhere. They don't have the attention for it. They want everything, already, on the
Yes,
silver
yes,
platter. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
And
Yes.
that's the
But
problem of Second Life. They're not
there
getting
is like
new users, yeah, like the
absolutely,
young ones.
I definitely agree with you. But in the same time, I think that, what is the thrill of just finding everything ready? I mean, it is like you're demanding ChatGPT to write something to you, and here it is already done. But what is like the thrill of just creating your own avatar, to put your own touch in it, to even search for
Yeah, but
hours?
that's you again. A lot of people are. You know how many people I deal with that don't. They write to me because they cannot check. Like you could write on internet and ask the question. You could find videos, but people are they don't want to work for it. You know what I mean? I deal with a lot of these people, right? They're like, oh yeah, I could find something, but I will ask it anyway, right? They don't go search themselves, but you are maybe in minority of people who don't want to work for it, right? That's the problem, right?
Well, Tyler was saying in the audience too that like he's a SL mentor, which I think is really, really cool. I wish that I had seen that there was something like that going on when I first started, because I didn't know anybody and I just went on YouTube and searched everything to learn anything. But like that's really cool. Like if they can figure out more ways, more tutorials, like when you first land, they're like video tutorials and having everything in people's faces, maybe that would help out a little bit more. And these
Absolutely.
mentors, I think that's a great idea, having the mentors.
Yeah, but I was a mentor to few people. You know how it ends? They use like 2 hours of your time or 3 hours and then they never log back. It's a lot of that, right? I was so pissed. I think I used like on one guy one time because he just logged into SL and he asked me for help. I think I used 6 hours on him to make him look totally, he never logged back in. I was like, what the hell?
Well, I mean, that depends. That depends also on the experience that people can have in here. You might have a very nice avatar, but still your experience you have in Second Life is not pleasing to you. You don't have a nice circle of friends. You don't know where to go, where the hotspots are. And
Yeah.
for you, it's just a place like, what am I going to do next? So this is a
Yeah,
big
it's the usual question of, so what do I do what do I do here?
Mhm.
What is the
absolutely. It's not
objective?
just
The
about the
people without
avatar.
Objective.
imagination, they want to be guided around, right? But,
Yeah.
know,
I don't think it's
you
so
have
much
to
that they need to
entertain
be.
yourself here.
Well, I'm only 2 years on the grid. I've only been here for 2 years, so I'm still pretty freaking new. It does seem really crazy when you first start. The first month and a half, I just flew around to all these empty places and couldn't find anybody anywhere. Like it wasn't until I got on SL quote unquote Facebook that I actually started finding like where the stores were, like where people are actually hanging out. When you first join, it seems super empty and dead, like there's
Mhm.
nothing here. But now, like everywhere I go, there's people because I know where to go. You know what I mean? So
Another
that's kind of a
problem
crazy
with Linden Lab, you start at the starter and you teleport to empty places. They're like, oh, you want to role play? Empty
Yeah.
place. You want to go there? Empty place. And you're like, why is everything empty? Okay, log off. You know what I mean?
You want to
If
listen
you
to
put 'em into
music.
a busy
Here,
area,
go to
then-
Motown where nobody is there.
Right. Well, because there's no events there at that point in time. You know what I mean? Like you have to know when the events are, when the people are actually, because there's not gonna be people there.
Yeah,
Well,
but
some
when you
places.
come in, you don't know
when
nothing,
Philip
right?
somehow
Yeah, you
shows
don't know
up
anything.
there for some reason because he just feels like showing up there, that's where you get people.
I really wanted them to have like a main. I don't know how they would do this, but like the
Have a
game that they
guide.
came from before this, we had a main chat for the entire platform, which was interesting. But we had that so people could go in there and ask questions, you know what I mean? And it was like a big chat, not just like the Firestorm or
Yeah.
the Firestorm one that you get when you first land and like stuff like that. Like it was just a big chat for everybody. Like if you could, I was trying to tell them, and I submitted this when I first joined. I was like, if you could have like a little device that you get that you could access this chat with, like if your starter avatar came with a working iPad that you could click on and like have this chat that every single person in the entire game would have. That would be
Or
really
have
cool.
have a group that is automatically added to any starter
Well,
avatar.
they do have that. They have like a Firestorm one, but
But it's not already automatically there. You have to go and join.
you have to go
You
and
have
join
to
it.
join, yeah.
What I'm saying is, immediately you create an avatar, it's already in a group. And you can get out of the group if you want, but you're already there. Period.
And the
That
group
way,
is equipped with
gonna
mentors
show stuff,
24/7. Yeah, if you have a
Yeah.
group that's automatic
what
and
this
they're equipped
was.
with mentors, it actually gives you a chance to like go somewhere. So literally your welcome could be literally going in, getting in this group and then playing laser tag at the welcome hub and actually feeling like you can connect instead of
Yeah,
That-
that's a thing.
you know.
The welcome hub
I
actually has
remember-
things that would be
remember
interesting, like laser
the-
tag, for example.
Yes.
Nobody uses it.
Yeah.
Back in 2014, I remember that there were like a lot of places where they were full of people. I mean, you would just meet people from all over the world. They were on voice, they were joking, making fun, interacting. And lately, I mean, I've seen a very big change from what used to be in Second Life and what it is right now. I mean, people are just maybe not that much interactive as they used to. And it's so hard sometimes to find the hot spots where to hang out or where even people go to hang out. Because mostly they're AFK or they don't talk or maybe they're on their own groups of friends. And I remember very well, and back in 2014, 2015, were like my very first steps in Second Life. Life in Second Life was different. Was really different. Was like very flourished with a lot of chats and interactive people and funny people. And I'm really hoping that that time would come back again and people would be more socializing and would be more, open to talk with on voice as well and interacting with each other and making more events. Or there would be like some HUDs as Zach was mentioning earlier, so people would know where an event is happening or where people are hanging more, you know? Because when somebody joins Single Life for the first time, it's gonna be very, very, it's not gonna find the right things in the right places. It's just gonna be completely disorientated. And a person who going to guide them, it's more necessary to be there in the welcoming hub more than just in a group, I think.
Yeah, which I think was the idea of the mentors.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's not an easy thing to go with because a lot of people do expect Second Life to have a purpose right from the start. You're supposed to
It is
build your
good
own purpose. Period.
create it is good to create bonds. It is good to talk with people. It is good to have a very welcoming environment for each one of us, from people from all over the world. Because as I was saying even earlier, now I go to places and people are so busy doing their own things. They're not just, maybe even when I write into the local chat, barely you can get an answer back at some point. Or when you just write into messages into groups, sometimes you get a response, sometimes not. It's like a question of luck. or like if they like your profile or not. I mean, we should be a bit more friendly, like more open-minded, more like welcoming, right? It's
Well,
2024.
you have to keep in mind the audience that is
Yeah, but
that
you
is
are talkative, right? We are social, but imagine how many people are not, right?
yeah.
So for them, it's harder to do all this, what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Second Life is a place where bring people together from all over the world, just expands
Yeah, no,
our
but a lot of people are
circle.
shy or have disabilities, or I don't know, there's different people in Second Life. Some have, it's not all the same, right? Okay, we are talkative.
not.
For you, it's easy to go around and find people. For a lot of them, like for a lot of people in SL, not, right? So it's like that's why you see a lot of people just hanging on their platforms, not hanging with anybody, right? Or they're like, oh, everywhere I go, they're just trolls. They're making fun of, it is a little complicated anyway, right?
It's a lot of introverts on
It is.
SL. A lot. I've been
Which to me is
described
kind
as
of mind-boggling.
aggressively extroverted, but there are a lot of introverted people on here.
Like, you would
Man.
think this would be a place, like, it's a social community.
It is.
Where someone who's an introvert in real life can kind of, like, I'll be the first to admit, I am way more of a confident person in SL than I am in real life. Because I don't have to worry about, like, go up to somebody and, say something and come off stupid. Well, then I get to see them again tomorrow. In SL, it's like, whatever.
I do have a saying about this. Give a mask to someone and then someone becomes his or her true self. In real life, we tend to give like more, let's say, a nice image of ourselves.
Yeah, you mean everybody's representative in real life.
Exactly. In
Really,
Second
I'm the
Life,
same in
we
real
are
life than
hiding
in
behind.
Second Life, but okay.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with you, Naria, because I'm the same. But I'm just saying that there are some people sometimes that they just think that hiding from their avatars, being the god of your own destiny and being indestructible, I mean, people bring their own true colors. And sometimes I think that people in SL are a bit more real than what they would be in real life. Because in real life, we always use a lot of filters to just leave a nice impression on people's eyes and minds and everywhere we go. But in SL, we don't give a crap. We are who we are and we just go with it. I mean, what is the most beautiful thing to touch the core of a person? The real person, the real core of someone, and just befriending that person, bringing it to a new level of intimacy, not like that intimacy, but the intimacy between two souls, like getting to know each other, people knowing each other from the whole over the world, like expanding your inner circle. I mean, Second Life is an amazing place to make this happen. Why not? Why not just embrace each other? Like, let's leave the dramas and categorizing people. Oh, you're this or you're that. We're just humans. We are like the same. Let's just spread love. Let's just accept each other as we are, and let's just make this place, not just Second Life, but also real life, a better place to live in. This is like how I really want to see it, and hopefully
Yeah, you want
it
to
will
see it,
happen.
but it's not how it is, right? That's the problem, right? You have all the weirdos here. You have people with you have trolls, right? A lot of them. You have people who are playing with people's feelings. You have everything in Second Life. That's the problem. I know you want to see some kind of a utopian place here, but it's not, right? That's the problem, because people come here and they have no boundaries. That's the problem, right?
But if you're
I
gonna
mean,
look
here
at
it's
it
all
that way,
nice.
why
We are
would you
on
even?
voice. Because I like weird shit, right? I like Second Life. I'm going fucking nuts in here, right? Or I don't know, getting into some weird stuff, right? I love that, right? It's not, it's not. I don't want to have perfect place here and everybody's all peachy and everything, right? I love it like
No,
that, right?
absolutely
But I'm
not.
saying that
Diversity is beautiful. Absolutely. I agree with you. But I mean, I'm just saying that people should be a bit more acceptable, not just creating boundaries with each other.
Yeah, man, that
You know what I
extends
mean?
even. I mean, that's something that
they
extends
don't
way
have
further than Second
boundaries in
Life.
here. You know what I mean? Don't have them in here. They have them in real life, but not in here, right? That's the problem.
I mean, some people
But see,
don't have
that's
them in
where
real life either.
But I think that's where sometimes.
Yeah, but here they can be more weird, right? That they are in real
I
life. You
had
know what I
somebody
mean? Because
try to-
nobody sees them and
Yeah,
nobody knows who they are, and
I
you
had
know
somebody
what I
try to get
mean.
in my house 108 times the other day on my orb. I counted. It was 108 times.
I hope you have a good
We
luck.
had a naked guy standing in front of our house watching and I was like, "Do you want to come in?" And he's like, "No, I'm fine here." And I was like, "Okay, then stand there. What can I tell you?" Our neighbor,
my
he was
God,
on our
that's
windows
so
all the time,
funny.
standing naked there, and I was
I
like,
have some-
"Okay, well."
Oh
Have
my god, my
fun.
friend has the same person, like not the same person, but somebody who does that too. That's hilarious.
I mean,
Maybe it is
there's-
the same
It
person.
might be the same person.
We invited him in. He
He's a
didn't want to
singer
come
out
in, so what can we do?
That's hilarious.
That's what I'm
There's-
saying. People have
there's
all
not-
this weird stuff that's happening right around them, but I like it. It's fun, right, to see all what people come up with in Second Life. Let's call it like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I came for the exploring. I stayed for the weird shit.
Well, like
Exactly.
we had that. Remember, we had that weird troll that came in and used our studio set for the news. They did a whole news segment on our studio set.
Was it Cream?
Yeah, they're friends. They're
They're
friends.
Oh,
funny.
like that we
They
met
were-
Cream
I
in
love
real
that.
life, right?
I have him on my
Cream
friends
wanted
list.
Cream wanted to troll us, but we never landed on the video because we kind of reverse trolled him, unfortunately.
that's what I
have
did,
a
but I want a
recording of
video.
it,
doesn't
so-
troll. He doesn't troll here because he's actually part of the community here.
No, he's not trolling. He's like making fun of himself. That's why I love Cream.
Yeah.
He's like
He's
a little
funny.
different than other
Very funny.
trollers, right? Because he's just making his
Oh.
own story and he's not really annoying to the people. Let's say it
Oh.
like that. He's more funny than anything.
Exactly, and he did use our news studio to do a little skit. But yeah, I mean, it's all kinds. There's all kinds in Second Life, and that's the fun part of it. I hope there will still be all kinds, even if they're going to be laggier with PBR.
But hopefully it'll
I
improve. And the longer it's
yeah.
here, they'll improve it. It'll get better. It's just the beginning.
No,
We're
I hope-
here, you know, so.
I hope so. The problem is always the overuse. Is the fact that creators find a new toy, look, shiny new toy, and then they overuse it. They abuse it.
Yeah.
But
They'll
I just saw
eventually
one
stop.
mirror on this week's sale, so it's not that bad. I would
Oh, I
think
saw that
everybody
one.
would start making mirrors, so it's fine. Just one. They
Some
didn't
people make
overdid it.
PBR
You
makeup.
were saying about the House of Mirrors. You want
No,
to
I won't
see
do that.
you want to see Linden Lab getting to the getting to October to the sim that they always made the same one for about 3 or 4 years, that Halloween ride, and turned it into a House of Mirrors.
You mean the
That
portal?
nobody can
The
ride?
like the Linden Lab
No,
portal?
don't put
part?
that job to Lindens. Are you crazy? Just get somebody else who knows what they're doing.
So Gino kind of put a question in local, but like, what's the difference between the PBR clothing and mirrors? Like, I mean, they're both just like reflections, right?
Well, the texture
just
is there.
reflects-
PBR
Yeah, mirrors
I
are
don't-
reflecting environment, right? It's like
Yeah.
the PBR is
Yeah.
reflecting like metals, like it's like how the sun hits the, let's say, the metal, the different surfaces, right? That's PBR. Mirrors are just
Yeah.
reflections of the environment, right? So that's the difference.
Yeah, they work in a similar way, but there's a specific configuration for making a mirror. And I don't think clothes can reflect people. I think there's a restriction for that, so that it avoids
No,
that
I
kind of
don't think that the
situation.
clothes would
If you're
reflect
wearing
people,
it,
but I
it
Right,
can
well, I don't
reflect the
think we-
I
environment,
think
but
that,
not-
you know, the texture is going to be more
Challenge accepted.
realistic.
I'm joking.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody's gonna make a mirror dress. A
Maybe
disco ball
also,
mirror.
You're gonna-
maybe
I
if,
You're
have
gonna
if
turn
you
someone
dress up
into a disco
yourself
ball.
like maybe if you dress yourself like a knight in a shiny armor, maybe you can see yourself.
I'm terrified because I go to this thing called Disco Tuesday Night, and
Oh.
everybody's always wearing like shiny reflective stuff. So I have this horrible fear that one of these days there's going to be 3 people showing up for that event, even though they normally have like 30 or 40, and then the whole sim is just going to implode because they can't handle all the shiny shit.
Oh no.
Because there's 3 people with PBR dresses that are just reflecting everything. That's gonna be
Right.
Fantastic.
Curious to see this PBR dress. I want to try it.
Well, when I was at the drag show the other day for Pride at Home, I mean, one of the contestants was just wearing a giant disco ball, so that could definitely be like a mirrored thing.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Exactly. Now imagine if 3 to 5 people decide to do that at a club.
Yeah. They're all. What if they all were reflecting off each other? Oh my gosh, that would be like its own room of House of Mirrors thing, just on their clothes.
It's not something that I am looking forward to.
Play media on their clothes too. Oh, that's funny.
But we know that that is something that someone will immediately try.
Right. Like Katheryn or like Kat said, it would make the place just implode completely.
Yeah, I refuse to make things implode. I'm one of those annoying people who keeps it at 40 to 60K at the most.
Mine's like usually like 60-ish. I don't know what mine is right now, but usually it's somewhere around there, I think.
But yes, anyone has any closing arguments?
He said that if you want revenge, just put mirrors everywhere in somebody's house if you have like build rates. That'd be so mean. So every time they land, they just crash.
That is Luci's
Sorry.
closing argument. Fill someone's house with mirrors. If you want
Victory by
revenge.
mirror revenge.
Well, it was Gino's idea. It wasn't mine. I can't take credit in the audience.
Joseph, anything?
I mean, my thing is, we could hand everything to everybody on a silver platter, or we can experiment and see how things work. So, give it some time.
Yeah, agreed. Katheryn.
Can we put a pin in it? I have no opinion.
Is it a PBR pin?
I promise it'll be shiny, but it won't be reflective. So it'll be materials, but not beyond that.
Naria, any closing arguments?
Not really. We'll see what happens, right? I hope Firestone gets the update sooner than later. We have a lot of people who are just disappointed a little now. But I said, turn mirrors off, right? That's the first thing to try, or revert back, right? That's the easiest. Go to the previous version and wait a little, right? That's
but whenever
the best
you don't
thing
need
to
it.
do.
Yeah, whenever you don't need mirrors.
Yeah, I have
just turn them
mirrors off, right? I have a good computer, but I don't see a point of walking around with mirrors on, right? Because it's just adding to the lag right now. I don't see a point of doing it just to see myself on the pass-by mirror, I guess, right? For pictures,
it's a similar
yeah,
situation,
for videos, yeah.
Similar situation as the reflections on water was before. I would deactivate it when I don't need it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can always deactivate a lot of stuff to make you lag less, right? It's not good that we lag in general because the things are not finished or not done correctly yet, but we have to pass it somehow, right?
True. Right, thank you. Lily, any closing arguments?
Oh, well, what should I say? I mean, we're on a break of a visual revolution in Second Life, and I really can't wait to see where it takes us.
Right, short and sweet. And I think we are good to close this panel. I want to thank you all. Thank you, Luci. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Naria. And thank you, Lily. And thank you, everyone
Thank
on
you.
the audience
For having
It
us.
was a
Yeah.
pleasure.
for being here.
The audience rocked it.
clap,
I mean,
clap.
God. Great
Yes, there
dialogue
was-
and
Yeah.
fun.
There was a lot coming from there. Yes.
And really, really
Yeah.
interesting people in here. I really enjoyed
Oh.
it.
True.
Can we do that real quick? Wait, did you already say the thing about the exposure on here? My brain is slow. Sorry.
No, go on.
Since we started taping, maybe mention that on here. Did we talk about it
Go
already?
for it.
Oh,
I don't think we did.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't you say it? Because I haven't used it yet. So.
Well, a lot of complaints are then that when you come into the new Firestorm with the PBR enabled, your wind light like a normal that you're using, they're really bright, right? So you can go into settings, right? So you go preferences, and in the graphics general, you have a new kind of slider, right? That says exposure. So you can, it's usually on 1, right? So you can lower it so your wind light will become a little darker if it's too bright, right?
More
So
dim.
usually put
Yeah.
it on 0.6 or 0.7, you know, and it would look a lot better, because a lot of people were like, oh my God, I logged in and I'm blind right now.
That will help a lot,
Getting
you know,
flashbanged.
to
I
exactly
know, right?
to make the light more dim and more to adjust it on your own likings.
That is true.
Also,
So
I start fixing my wind lights, right? Because you can definitely fix them yourself. So all the old wind lights that are, you can you got 2 new buttons on the wind lights also, right? When you go to the, if you open like in general wind lights, you have just 2 new sliders that says reflection probe, ambience, and HDR scale. Those are 2 new ones on the personal lighting, right? And you, when you're fixing wind lights, just adjust those to the to a better lighting, and then you can save it and it's going to be PBR enabled, right? So that's another thing. I started going through my wind lights and just fixing them, because I have some pretty nice wind lights, but yeah. It's easy to
that's
fix,
the
right?
best
It's
way.
not because the reflection probe ambience, if you put it up, right, you're gonna see the PBR better, but also it's gonna make your light not so shiny that you see the old wind lights, right? And also HDR scale, it's kind of gonna adjust that to a brighter or a lower level. So you can fix all your old wind lights too, right? You don't need to delete them, right? Maybe somebody needs to release all the wind lights out, and that's it. PBR enabled.
I mean, I think maybe it's time for SL University come back with another class
Yeah.
on wind lights.
If I don't know, is what's his face still doing those things, or is he did he kind of leave SL and is now basically
Oh.
doing his own thing with you know, because I saw him promote his Moscato, but I haven't really seen him do anything that is very Linden Lab centric like he used to.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's something that
That's
we will.
What did you
London.
say? Katheryn is
I
the
mean,
only one I can't hear out of all of you, so it's been fun.
Aw.
So
I don't
Boston
hear her
Lansdale,
at
if you're
all.
out
I
there,
don't know
do
why,
do
but
another university
probably
series.
SL voice. So
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I can hear. Okay.
no, I hear all of you except Katheryn. I don't hear her. I tried everything. Probably it's like I would have to relog or her, but yeah, it's been fun.
Okay.
Have
Thanks, everyone. It
No problem.
was great having you all here.
Yes, was fun.
If you have channels, do you want to plug them in?
Sure. To find them.
Are we just saying our channel? What are we doing?
If you
No,
want
just
to,
link
we'll
it.
also give them on the link. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But both Naria and Luci have their own channels, and Joseph, Lily, and Katheryn. Well, Katheryn has a channel as well, which we usually plug in as well. Joseph, Lily, and Katheryn, and myself are all part of ATG. So you know that. But thank you everyone for being here and for this fantastic discussion. And we hope to do another one not too far from now. These are nice, actually.
It was a big pleasure to be here among all these amazing people.
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay. Thank you. Katheryn, do you want to close?
Close. Sorry, just kidding. Sorry, just kidding.
Found the
Thanks
link.
for
It's
joining.
fine there.
Thanks for joining
Yeah,
us.
Katheryn, you
And
want to close? I don't hear her.
thanks for joining, everybody, and we will see you soon.
That was fun.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good night.